radical transformation. Paradoxically, multipolarity has become the direct effect of attempts to impose and maintain the global hegemony. The response of the international system and the history itself to the obtrusive aspiration to fit all in a single hierarchy with the West at the top. A failure of such an undertaking was only a matter of time, and we were warned about that always. And by historical standards, that happened quite rapidly. 35 years ago, when it seemed that the confrontation was coming to a close and the Cold War was coming to a close, we hoped that for an advent of the epoch of true cooperation, it seemed that no ideological and other obstacles were there that would preclude to resolve jointly uniform problems and common problems for the humankind, sorting out and resolving conflicts and disputes, building upon the mutual respect and taking into account everybody's interest. Let me digress and give a historical excursus here. Our country, wishing to eliminate the grounds for bloc-based confrontation, create the common space of security, stated 2 times that we were ready to join NATO. For the first time, it was back in 1954, in the Soviet times, and for the second time during a visit by President Clinton, U.S. President Clinton, Moscow in the year 2000, when we spoke about that with him, and both times we were turned down, straight away. I repeat, we were ready for joint work and non-linear steps in the global security and stability sphere, but our Western counterparts were not ready to rid themselves of the captivity of geopolitical and historical stereotypes and this simplistic world view. And I stated about that on many occasions in public. When we spoke with President Clinton, he said, it's very interesting, I think it's possible, but several hours later in the evening he said, I sought the advice of my team, it's unfeasible. And when will it be feasible? It boiled down to nothing. So a real opportunity to shift to the positive vector is something that we had, but alas, some different approach prevailed. The Western countries succumbed to see and have this absolute and wield this absolute power. This was a serious, strong temptation, and not to succumb, one had to have some historical vision and good intellectual level of education and groundwork, and those who made the decisions did not have this high capacity. The power of the United States and their allies peaked at the end of the 20th century.